Hi and hello there everyone. Welcome to Saurav's classes. My name is Ashmita. In today's class, we are going to solve some questions from this year's question paper of IIT JAM 2023. Now, these are the questions from the geology paper. So let's get started. I am taking up 5 questions per video. So this will be from question number 6 to 10. Which one of the following minerals is not a framework silicate? Let's go through the options. We have feldspar, zeolite, then chlorite, then quartz. So your answer would be option C. Why? Because feldspar, zeolite, and quartz are all examples of framework silicates. And chloride is not an example of a framework silicate. All right. And the rest of the minerals, that is feldspar, zeolite, and quartz, these minerals have a three-dimensional framework of linked tetrahedra, which is made up of silicon as well as oxygen atoms. All right. So I talked about option A, B, and D, which are made up of silicon and oxygen atoms. Chloride, that is our correct option, on the other hand, is a sheet silicate, which has a layered structure where the tetrahedral sheets are connected through octahedral sheets. Okay, that is why chloride is not a framework silicate. Let's move over to the next question. Crustal thickness is maximum at the dash. The options given include ocean convergent plate boundary, ocean contingent convergent plate boundary, continent convergent plate boundary, continent divergent plate boundary. Now, as per the options, I would like to go with option C. Okay. Option C, that is continent convergent plate boundary. All right. Option C. Why? Because when two continental plates, like they collide with each other, both plates have relatively low densities when we are comparing it to the underlying mantle. Okay. And neither of them can be subducted. So instead, the collision, which is shown over here, the collision causes the crust to crumple and like thicken, forming mountain ranges like the Himalayas that we are getting. It's because of this continent convergent plate boundary. Okay, just because they are having a collision or they have had a collision before, that is why nowadays we are getting the Himalayas. Now, when due to this collision, the crust crumbles up, it can be thick to around 70 kilometers. In contrast, at ocean convergent plate boundaries, there is one plate which is usually subducted beneath the other. Like if there is one plate, the other plate is subducted beneath the other, resulting in a thinner crust. So with continent convergent plate boundary, the crust is thicker, and with ocean convergent plate boundaries, the crust is becoming thinner. Okay. Similarly, at the ocean continent, let me take the second option, that is ocean continent convergent plate boundaries. What happens? The denser oceanic plate is typically subducted beneath the less dense continental plate, which results in a thinner crust. So even in option B, there is thinner crust. Okay. And what happens at the continent divergent plate? That is the last option that we need to consider. In this, what happens? The crust is pulled apart, just the opposite of all the things that we were discussing till now. The crust is pulled apart, which can result or which can cause the thinning of a crust. Okay, so your correct answer was option C, and the rest we have discussed what can happen. Let's move over to the next question. That's question 8. let's read question 8. Which one of the following causes sediment movement parallel to shoreline in the coastal area? First option is longshore current, second option is rip current, third option is backwash, and fourth option is edge wave. Your correct answer would be longshore current, that is option A. Why? Because longshore currents are created by the movement of the waves at an angle to the shoreline. Suppose this is the shoreline, and at an angle to the shoreline, these currents are caused. As the waves approach the shore, just like I have shown over here, just as the waves approach the shore, they break. Like, they don't continue, right? They break at the shores. So they break at an angle to the shoreline due to the shallowing of the ocean floor. As you see, if you all have noticed the shoreline, or you all have noticed the waves, they come in a big wave, and they slowly become smaller and smaller, and then they get mixed with the shore. So this happens due to the shallowing of ocean floor. Now, the energy of the breaking waves causes the water to move parallel to the shoreline, as we all have seen when we have visited the sea beaches. So, due to this water waves, or waves moving parallel to the shoreline, this results in a longshore current. Now, this current is responsible for the movement of sediment also, which is parallel to the shoreline in the coastal areas. You all might have seen the movement of sediments, which is parallel to the shoreline. Okay, so longshore current is responsible for all these. Let's come and discuss the other options, that is rip current we have, backwash we have, and edge wave. Now, rip currents, on the other hand, if I compare it with the longshore currents, these are narrow channels of water that flow rapidly away from the shore. So, just the opposite I told, longshore currents, they come towards the shore, they get mixed with the shore because of the shallowing of the ocean floor. And rip currents, what happens? They flow rapidly away from the shore. Uh, so due to which they are kind of perpendicular to the shoreline. So when I'm talking about rip current, they are kind of perpendicular to the shoreline. And talking about backwash now, backwash refers to the flow of water back into the ocean after a wave has broken on the shore. So backwash is kind of a combination of both longshore as well as rip current. And coming to the next last option, that is edge wave. Edge waves are waves that travel parallel to the shoreline and are reflected back by the shoreline, causing a standing wave pattern. Okay, when they come to the shore, they get like reflected back towards the oceans. So that is what edge wave is. So we have got our correct option, that was option A. Let's move over to the next question, that is question 9. Which one of the following dinosaur fossils is a theropod? Among the options given over here, the correct option is Rajasaurus. Okay, that is option C, we get to see. And the other ones we are going to discuss right now, that is Cortosaurus, then Titanosaurus, and Baropesaurus. These are all sauropods. What are sauropods? Sauropods. Sauropods are actually long-necked herbivorous dinosaurs which used to exist at a time. Uh, and theropods are, on the other hand, we can say theropods, the word is given in the question, do follow. Theropod is a theropod. Which one is a theropod that they have asked? Theropod, on the other hand, is actually bipedal. That means these are carnivorous dinosaurs. So sauropods are herbivorous dinosaurs and theropods are carnivorous dinosaurs with sharp teeth and claws that normally carnivorous dinosaurs have. And Rajasaurus, our correct answer, was a theropod that is given in the question. Rajasaurus was a theropod dinosaur that lived in India. It's an Indian dinosaur. You all can understand from the name itself that it is given Rajasaurus. So Raja means king. Rajasaurus. Rajasaurus was kind of a theropod dinosaur that lived in India during the late Cretaceous period. Late Cretaceous period is that time period when dinosaurs used to live on this planet. They were the ultimate king of this planet, or the rulers of this planet. And during the late Cretaceous period only, in our Indian subcontinent, Rajasaurus used to exist. Now, a little bit about the Rajasaurus. It had a not detailed, rather distinctive bony crest on its skull, and it was likely a predator of the other dinosaurs in its ecosystem. Let's move over to the last question for today's class. That's Spiti shale was deposited during the dash time. We have got Paleozoic time, Mesozoic time, Cenozoic time, Proterozoic times. Your correct answer would be Spiti shale was deposited during the Paleozoic times. Okay, it's option A that is correct. Now, the Spiti shale is a rock formation. Okay, this is a rock formation. And this was found in the Himalayan region of India. It's a rock formation in India. It was formed in India, and it's considered to be one of the most important geological units in this particular Himalayan region. And it was deposited during the early to middle Cambrian period of the Paleozoic era, which this particular Paleozoic era, it approximately existed from 541 to 252 million years ago. Okay, million years ago. All right, and this Paleozoic era is known for the emergence of the early forms of life. Okay, life forms, the earliest life forms were seen during this time. Now, when I'm talking about earliest forms of life, I might include fish, insects, land plants, okay? Because slowly life started um, originating, or it became mm, like evolution was taking place in the lands. But as per our knowledge, we know that life actually started or had its beginning underwater. Then slowly life came out onto the lands, and then we get to see what we have today around us. So, in the Paleozoic era or that time period, the earliest forms of life on land could be seen. Okay, so this time period is also characterized by significant geological events like the formation of the supercontinent of Pangaea that we have knowledge of, and there were several other major extinction events. Okay, like extinction events means what? Extinction events means um, maybe something happened on the planet and all the life forms got destroyed, just like the previous question that we were discussing about dinosaurs. A meteorite strike, an asteroid strike, like wiped away all the dinosaur race from our planet. Now we don't have any dinosaurs left. Why? Because of that asteroid strike, right? So those kinds of similar types of major extinction events also happen during this time. That was the entire discussion for today's class. If you want to have more detailed discussions, then I'm providing you all the number over here. You can call us for more inquiry classes, doubt clearing sessions, and course details. Thank you for watching. You all can contact on 7890 368395. Here you can contact. We are available 24 into 7 for clearing all your doubts. Let's meet with the other questions in the next class.